lads, and welcome back to the channel, and today we're back with a little bit something different on this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be comparing the authentic versus the replica kit from the new Manchester United home shirt. Obviously the new season is fast approaching, the kits are being released, players are getting their numbers confirmed, and it is about that time to try work out, do I get the fan replica or the player authentic? This is what we're going to discuss today. Enjoy today's video, go down below, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let me know, do you prefer the fan replicas or the player authentic editions? Without further ado, let's compare them. Now, as I open this, one thing I will say, I've actually not seen many of the comparisons between the two kits as of late. However, I will say, last year, I think was the most difference in a kit I've seen so far. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the authentic one on this side and the fan replica on the right. As on the face of it, I don't think you can tell too many major differences just by looking onto the two kits from a distance. I mean, I guess you can say the collar at the back, this is the authentic, of course, a little bit different, whereas on the replica, the white collar actually goes all the way around the back, which is actually, even on the back actually, which is actually quite a nice thing. I kind of like how that goes around the back, but then the inside, and you know what, I think the collars, the replica is probably a lot better. Now, in terms of features that are the same every single year, on the authentic, it's kind of like heat pressed on, whereas on the replica, there's a whole badge behind it, and it's almost stitched on, like an embroidered stitch. So they're the major differences every single year. The exact same with the logos as well. That's been embroidered on, whereas that's been heat pressed on. The old Adidas stripes are actually a bit more 3D and they actually like come off a little bit more, whereas these again are heat pressed on. You'll notice that a lot. On the authentic, everything seems to be heat pressed, whereas on here, 9 times out of 10, it's embroidered, stitched on. The same thing with the Adidas as well. Now, in terms of some other big and noticeable differences, on the replica, this is the inside pattern, like the dots, the hexagon type design, whereas on the authentic, you got this more like clean red with the more see-through, I'd say. Actually, that's one thing I have been told about. Let me show you something. So, I'm going to hold up the authentic version. You can see through it, right? If you can see, you can literally see through the t-shirt into the curtains, right? However, if I show you then the replica version, you can't. The replica version is definitely a bit more of a thicker material, whereas this is a lot more thinner and lightweight. As you can literally see, you can see through the back of it. Do you know what I mean? So there's one major difference as well. This is going to be a way thinner and lighter material compared to the more sturdy, I suppose, replica kit. In terms of more noticeable differences, obviously on the authentic one, you got the authentic licensed product, whereas you do not have that on the replica. You can see at the bottom of the kit, it actually kind of like molds, kind of curves as it was going to go round the body, whereas the replica version is just like a flat, like that is the t-shirt, take it or leave it. Another thing I've just noticed, if you look at like the reddy orange design, this one has loads of hexagonal like circles in the actual thing, whereas this is more like a clean, just solid block colour compared to the authentic. Flipping it over then, to be honest with you, there's not actually that many noticeable changes. All I'll say is this pattern that goes all the way around is the exact same here. This is the hexagonals, whereas this is the more blocky with the lines. And to be honest with you, apart from that, it's more or less the same kit. Obviously, you can proper notice the back of the collars here. I think, no, that's pretty much it. I thought the Adidas shoulders were different, but apart from what we've noticed there, that's more or less it. Now, I'm not actually going to try this replica version on to compare the differences, because this is actually a giveaway prize to one of you absolute legends. However, one thing I will say, just talking from past experiences and from people I've spoken to, the authentic one is a slimmer fit. It is a tighter feel. If you're a medium, it will feel like a very tight medium, potentially a large small. Whereas with the replica, 9 times out of 10, it is true to size. If you're a medium, get a medium, it will fit fine. Same with the small, same with the large, same with extra large or extra small. It is true to size, every single replica kit. It's a little bit more breathable. It's a little bit more of a baggy feel compared to the authentic, which will be a lot tighter, a lot slimmer, and some would say a little bit more irritable. In terms of, is there a major difference this year? I would say looks-wise, there is major differences. On the replica, of course, like I've mentioned, the collar being the main thing, the badges being stitched on instead of printed, these whole like red designs going along the whole back of the kit. I do think there is noticeable differences. And it's not just a case of, if you know what the authentic is, then you'll know the differences, but if you don't, you can't really tell. I will say there is noticeable differences. Will I say there's a 30 quid price difference between them? No. I know most people who actually prefer getting the replica kits every single year because they actually feel like a nicer design, whereas the authentic's a bit more, like, do you know what I mean, tight. But overall, I think they're alright. I think the differences between the two are noticeable aesthetically. But to be fair, both kits this year, massive dubs. I will say they have massively grown on me. When I first did the unboxing for the home shirt video, I was a bit 50-50, but the kits have definitely grown on me, and I'm very excited to hear your guys' opinions. So that's it from me, boys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take care, smash the like, and an away kit unboxing coming very soon. In a bit, boys. Peace!